So that's the guy who made all the experiments and stuff?
Yep, and now he's dead. And I got his cloak. Actually, someone else got his cloak.
I don't know.
Let's see what's cloak about.
This will be useful.
Cardinal Cloak of Might. Not very interesting. But maybe the knight is actually... You can use fucking 10 more might instead of 7 luck. I don't know. I don't actually know what luck does. Let's maybe... Nah. Resist magical attacks and avoid taking as much damage from traps. We are not really having traps blow up in our face anymore, and I don't think knight really suffers too much from magic attacks, and 7 luck isn't going to help too much there. So that's why we got the Cardinal Cloak of Might on the knight. Damn it, stop shooting fireballs. Who even does that? Is there some kind of leech there, or is there a turret? I'm not hitting those eyes at all. Okay, who was shooting the fireballs? Answer me.
I don't know. Wasn't me.
Well, hopefully yes. Music... Ah, yeah, the music was playing. It was just very quiet. Very, very quiet. Maddening Eye for 1 point. This is a fun situation to be here. Okay, can I perhaps cheat a bit? No, I can't. Why are the projectiles blowing up to this place here? I don't know. It doesn't seem like... Oh wow, there's really strange sounds happening right now. Oh well. Maybe I can... Yes, I can shoot from there, but they can't. Which is really bizarre. But I'm not complaining. If anyone thought I was complaining, I'm not. We are going to kill these guys very, very easily. Very, very dull and boring. The process is going to be, but it's going to be easy.
So half of the projectiles just randomly do not hit?
I think their projectiles may be like launched from a different angle, or... Wow, this guy is asleep now. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're higher and they hit the ceiling part here. Or do you mean my projectiles?
Yeah, I mean yours.
Oh. Well, yeah, the accuracy influences everything. All hits, except for maybe magic. I'm not actually sure if magic always hits. It may not always hit, I don't know. But the physical attacks all have a chance to miss, and at first, and with bows especially, the chance is very high. Not as high as bullshit as Morrowind, but still pretty annoying sometimes. But in this case, I think it was more due to the ceiling that was getting in the way of my arrows. Okay, now some more.
Exciting gameplay.
Sure. I don't think actually RPGs are meant to have exciting gameplay. They're just... I know. The thing I like about this game, besides the nostalgia part and the just overall atmosphere, it's the exploration part. And in RPGs like this, the combat is just like a measure of what level you are and how fit you are for this particular area of the game. Which is why it's not very... Like, you cannot really realistically dodge a lot of projectiles and play in such a way that you would... Like in Dark Souls, you could probably like beat the whole game with a level 1 character. But here, no such luck. You actually have to have enough health, enough strength, enough stats to beat some of the dungeons. And I do not feel any particular way about that. There's a room for both styles of gameplay in the world. I wouldn't probably complain if there was a Might and Magic style game. I mean the exploration and open-ended aspect, but with combat like Dark Souls, I probably would not mind that in the slightest. Or even combat like Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. Well, there's a lot of them. But this geometry is really favorable to us. I was hoping we could get closer, maybe hit them in melee, but we can't. So we're going to just do this.
Wouldn't they be able to hit you in melee, or they don't have melee
I
attacks
don't think many monsters in this game actually have melee. I think it's not like Doom. If monster has projectile, it probably does have a melee attack. has the animation of a melee attack most of the case, which shoots his projectile like the goblins, which I think, well, maybe I'm totally mistaken here. Actually, I'm not really sure. Maybe there's a different case for different types of monsters, but the blue and red goblins shoot fire, and they just do the sword swing for that. So I don't know. But yeah, this was the last room, not counting the rooms that we didn't clear of the ice, which I feel now totally like fit for, because I just cleared a much bigger room of them. Cauldron. I don't know what this is going to do. It's just going to kill us. Wonderful.
Okay.
I'm actually wondering if it does anything else. Let's see. Quick now, Hippocrates, remember all the stats.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes. Now,
No way.
anything changed?
I don't know.
Damn it. You're useless! Okay, no, I don't think anything actually changed. 60, 99, 82, 15. 60, 99. No! So it does nothing, it just kills us. Well,
That'll teach you to drink from unidentified cauldrons.
and this is not a cauldron. What game? What?
It is. It's just a cauldron with so many skulls that it looks like a pile of skulls.
Completely reasonable.
Yes.
Even this guy, whose name I forgot, Marco, agrees, because he said yes exactly when I said completely reasonable. Page from Agar's journal. Let's read. Damn! Remember Crystal Creek Spear, blah blah blah. Never cross a bull with anything. Yes. Bad temper of bulls, emotional stability of humans. Wow, actually Agar made Minotaur. What? I thought Minotaur was like ancient race in Might and Magic Universe, but apparently it's implied that Agar made them. Oh well. Maybe Agar's like an immortal. Well, yeah, he's a lich. He's probably lived for a lot of time, for a long time, a lot of years. So maybe create some sewing. Oh my god. Maybe if I were to create some sort of flying magical eye. Yeah, certainly. That really immediately sounds like something very useful.
I kind of wonder how developers imagine something like that. I mean, there's just a guy who sits on his evil throne in a dungeon and thinks, maybe I'll just create a giant evil flying eye, and does exactly that. And now, how does he do that? Like, what kind of magic is supposed to be used?
Well, don't you know, when it's a fantasy story, you can just create an artifact or a monster or something, and if your character is like a mage advanced enough, no questions are asked. You just create the thing, and you can just I don't know. Well, I really don't have good examples because I don't remember those kinds of stories usually. Well, apparently lately I don't have a lot of examples for a lot of complaints that I'm making because I don't remember. But I really hate in fantasy stories when the whole story is built around like this. The guy is like maybe so evil that he became something else, or transformed, or he made the artifact that like he imbued his soul in the artifact, and something really stupid which is not explained how it's happened, why. And apparently if that can happen, that the world would be completely different from what probably kind of mundane world is described in the story. But really, that's just I really hate stories that have elements like that. But Might Magic is just kind of cheeky the whole way, so I'm not really minding in this case. Oh, and this chest is empty, how nice. So yeah, I'm not sure if you even understand what I'm talking about the stories, the fantasy stories there.
Well, I get the idea, I guess.
I think when I was investigating World of Warcraft's very own Lich King, and oh wow, encounter. I wonder if we'll be able to defeat the guys here. And I was like reading his backstory because I was wondering. As some may know, I like liches in a fantasy lore usually. Oh, a useless ring! How nice. Also, yeah, that apparently I forgot that I found a lot of rings earlier. Let's see if anyone needs 19 or 15 intellect. This guy can use 15 instead of 40 on intellect. Okay. Yeah, and I was reading backstory for Lich King, and if I'm not mistaken, if I didn't misunderstand anything, it was like riddled with like concepts and plot points like that. He just like that sword that made him evil or something like that. I just cleansed that whole story from my mind. So I'm completely wrong a lot of times here. I may be about all the details, but it was really dumb, and I really did not like it at all. And I think it was then when I realized that quite often fantasy stories have such elements that are completely like not explained, and the writers just think that, well, it's fantasy, there's magic, I can do this completely out of this world, completely fantastic thing that may happen. This guy may just create something, or maybe he just can what's the word? I don't even know the word in Russian here. When you just, well, maybe the guy is like so angry and he creates like a sword out of his anger, because he's so angry he can create a sword out of his anger. And you know, that happens in fantasy stories, the stuff like that. But that's,
oh yeah, I think I've read something like that.
but that's really dumb. I really hate that. Because either it's just the guy is so unique, so like he just bends reality to his will, or people who are powerful enough can do that, which makes me think how the fuck the society in these fantasy stories is usually pretty much like, well, our real society, only with magic, which really doesn't account for anything usually. It's just like, there's mages, they can throw magic missile. They only do it when there's monsters, or maybe when they need to kill someone once in the story. You could have so many interesting applications for spells, like you could light cigarettes with fire magic or stuff, or make water with water magic when you have to drink, or I don't know, thousands of ideas like that, and nobody ever does.
Yeah, light a cigarette, drink water, that's so interesting.
Totally interesting. Like, I mean, I don't know what you're implying here. Are you just being sarcastic and saying it's not interesting?
Yeah, it's not fucking interesting.
Well, think in that style, but something interesting then. And that's what I'm talking about. Imagine a very interesting thing, and that's just that will prove my point that it can't be interesting.
Well, I don't know, I'm terrible at imagining things.
Ah, I forgot that. Well, I don't know, this may have been just a really stupid rant out of place here that I did, but I don't know, I remember that when you said about how the guy created the eyes. Is a good question. Yeah, a lot of times, like a fantasy story is centered around something really not interesting, like some artifact, and well, it's just a magic, like a weapon or a piece of armor or like a ring that's really magical. And I don't mean like in the Lord of the Rings when I say ring. I mean in general. There's not interesting, like the sword is a great sword and the wielder of the sword becomes invincible, or the wielder of the sword becomes, I don't know, very agile, or the sword just kills everyone easily. And that's just a very powerful artifact that someone made at some point apparently, or maybe it just emerged out of nowhere on its own, it was just found, and like the heroes hunt and search for that for no reason. I don't know. Fantasy stories are rarely interesting, which is why, though I like fantasy style games like Mind Magic, I never read any fantasy whatsoever because it's usually stupid. Also, all these rings need to go to the guy who actually is going to sell them. Okay, let's see what's this plate armor all about.
Ah, this will be useful.
This will not be useful. Well, we can sell it, I suppose. Let's restart the music again, visit that last room. Is there actually an item in that one room which crashed my game? Not enough spell points. Wonderful. Maybe this guy has. Yes, he does. But I cannot. Yes, I can. Yes, there is an. We are totally going to have to go there. But that's not until a couple minutes later, so let's not even think about that.
Yeah, we do not plan that far into the future.
If I did, I could just set a beacon there also and use that to get there without crashing or stopping the game, but well, when do I ever plan ahead? I don't think I remember a single instance in my life when I planned something ahead for more like than a couple days maybe. Do you ever do that?
Not really.
I remember there's, if you know the game Silent Hill Shattered Memories, with a psychological thing to it where in between the gameplay parts you like sit in a psychiatrist's office and answer questions and such. And one of the questions in like a form which we filled, I don't think the word is form for that, anketa, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's form actually.
Well, maybe.
It might be right here.
So one of the questions was like, do you prefer, or actually is planning and acting on schedule good? And well, apparently many people actually like to do that, and it's just completely an alien concept to me. I never do any schedules for myself or plans beyond like, oh, tomorrow I think I would like to go for a walk, or tomorrow I would like to play that game, or tomorrow I will... Actually, I don't think I think of more than that. It depends on the mood that I have. I'm very like, if I don't have the mood to do something, I really do not do that, even if... Well, if it's necessary I do, but I suppose, I don't know. I can stop mapping for Doom for like 2 months because I just become disinterested in it. I cannot really afford as much of that kind of stuff now that I have responsibilities, but before I was just like, yeah, today I just don't feel like going to the university. I'm going to go and walk for 8 hours. Okay, flying eye. I think there was a terrible eye and a maddening eye. We have figured out all the structure. Let's see if anyone has...
All of them are terrible and maddening.
And flying. Which is weird because that's the most obvious thing and you didn't mention it. Okay. HP, anyone? Hit points 15, let's remember that. 16, let's remember that. And how many does this? Quite a lot. 15. Remove. 24. Get. So apparently one redeeming feature of the eyes is that they drop a lot of rings.
Why would a fucking eye need a ring?
To wear it, because rings are magical and enchanted and give you effects.
And where exactly would he wear those said rings?
Well, he does have some kind of like hair dingling below him. Maybe he has like a tentacle there, unseen to us. Personality 22, and this is personality 21. Don't think so. Maybe he wears them on the horns. On the very tip where the horns are thin enough. Actually in this game, or maybe in just Magic in general, if they can't think of a drop for a monster, a logical drop for a monster like rats or snakes, they just drop cloaks or rings. I'm wondering...
Well, I don't know, when Red drops a ring, it kinda makes sense because it could have eaten a ring or something.
Or a cloak.
Yeah, cloak is a bit too much.
I was wondering if I can just jump over this. How much does he have? 10. How much does jump cost? 15 with the ring. Another one. Whoop. Okay, let's see if we can jump over the wonderful trigger that kills the game. Well, apparently we can.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. I actually really believe that it's a coincidence that it didn't crash right now, but for the sake of, I don't know, something, having an interesting story to show, we're just going to agree that yes, that was totally what I did. I just jumped over Maybe there was like a trapped tile here which is bugged and scripted wrong. Now that I think about that, I don't know, I kind of convinced myself that I read somewhere about a bug in Agar's lab, but that's probably just totally, I just totally made it up at the point and don't realize it.
I think some of your guys, must be able to disarm traps and shit. Doesn't he just see traps?
Well, yeah,
I
usually
remember
I
in
think,
Might and Magic 8, all traps were like red glowing things.
well, it's a perception skill, not actually disarm. You cannot disarm traps anywhere but on chests, I think. But when you have high perception, you can, the sum of buttons and traps and such are highlighted. But I think in Might and Magic 8, I don't know how it works in this game exactly, but I assume actually it's the same. Different things have different like requirements, so not everything is going to be revealed by just having the skill. Some things need the skill to be master, like this guy is, to actually reveal themselves. Maybe it's a different kind, like traps show it's this level of skill, and the buttons show this level of skill. I'm not sure how it works in this particular game. But in 8, well, there's either a guy in your party with perception, which may be one of the guys that you get by default, because like except for the first guy you cannot actually like customize the party. And I would assume that you take all the available guys at that point, like the cleric, the knight, the vampires and the necromancer. Probably the cleric or the knight had perception. And the traps in the first dungeon are probably set to require like very low perception, so they were all is like a tutorial for traps for you, that to let you know that yes, dungeons are going to have fake floors and fake walls and stuff like that. And we're just going to set these traps as embarrassingly obvious, because how else would we teach the player about that? And give the player a guy that has perception. When we let's play Might and Magic 8, I'm totally going to check if any of the default first available people has perception, because that's something interesting, slightly.
Yeah, when I played Might and Magic 8, I didn't quite understand how RPGs work, and I wouldn't be able to understand that for a long time until I played Ragnarok Online, where
Wow.
it actually mattered a lot how would you level up your character. And I was just playing randomly, hiring people in my party who looked cool and like learning skills that sounded cool, that kind of stuff. So I wasn't like very successful in RPGs.
Well, I think in Might and Magic 8 there is not much choice about who you hire before the time in the game where you just rage quit. So I don't know. I think I assume most people just hire everyone at that point, because you get 4 available slots for party, and in the first area there's 4 guys that are just available, and I think that's what usually happens in that game. I don't know. Are you aware of the overpowered class in that game, which we cannot choose at the start, but we can find and hire?
I think you said something about that, like dragon guys.
Ah, damn it! I spoiled it. So yeah, there are 4.
Well, I knew about dragons like long before I even started playing Might and Magic 8, because I've seen some screenshot in some magazine with dragons.
Well, there goes that mystery. Yeah, you can find exactly 4 dragons which have different level requirements for a party. But well, I don't think I ever beat that game without many dragons. I usually always get all the dragons that I can. I at least get the first one, which you can get immediately after getting to the mainland, getting off that island, the first island. I think it doesn't have any level requirements.
And do dragons wear armor just the same?
No, they can only wear rings, I think. Maybe amulets. I don't think they can ever wear amulets. The different races in that game have different, like Minotaurs cannot wear boots or helmets ever, which is kind of logical, I guess. So I wanted to do something. Didn't I want to do something?
I don't know, you wanted to sell those useless rings probably?
Well, that's, yeah, but I thought there was like some obviously obvious spell that we were missing that I wanted to buy or something. Maybe Cure Insanity. Did I ever buy Cure Insanity? I don't think I did. No. We'll see if we have Cure Insanity available then. Okay, let's feed the horseshoes to... I don't know. Yeah, to this guy, I guess. He needs a lot of points to get Master and the 2 other schools of magic, so... And he's the only one who can do that, so he really needs to do it.
Hi, come on in.
Rent room 52 gold, that's a rip-off, if I ever saw one. Yeah, fuck it.
Hi, see you in the morning.
Okay, everyone is crazy. I cannot see Marco beyond the little Skype thingy with your avatar, but I assume he's also insane. Can you see him actually?
No, I cannot see because I see like this pattern with white diamond shapes. Yeah, now it's better. Yeah, he's insane completely.
Yeah, well, now yeah, I can also see that. So yeah, there's a lot of rings and couple diamonds and some other items, which is cool. A cool haul for a kind of mediocre dungeon. Was there any quest reason even to go there? I don't think so. It was one of the optional dungeons. I think completely optional. You cannot even, you don't even get a quest to do in there. But that's fine. Oh, I started talking. I remember about the dungeon in that area in the Kriegspier, which we just came from. There's a dungeon called Dragon Rider's Caverns, and there's also nothing there besides a lot of treasure and a lot of dragons and black knights. And I don't think I ever actually bothered killing anyone there. I just went through with blasters maybe, or maybe even without blasters, and just stole all the treasure. In later Might Magic games there's an invisibility spell which would totally help in that dungeon. But in this case I'm wondering if in this playthrough I'm going to clear it out or if I'm going to just run past everyone again. How long do we... Well, it's more than an hour, so I guess it's okay to finish this episode now. It's not going to be too short. I was wondering if I should just go and try to run through the dungeon right now, but no, scratch that. We're going to do that when we at least have a chance of maybe killing a couple dragons in there. So when we have blasters. And if I forgot to say something that I started saying, well, too bad. And if I forgot to do something, yes, I forgot to, I can probably do that while I'm saying like the goodbyes and such. Go check for the Cure Insanity. And what I was going to say is I have no idea what dungeon I'm going to do next time, because I don't really want to go to either Darkmoor or Kriegspier, but actually at this point Kriegspier sounds a bit more appealing, so we're probably going to go back to that location where we get damn it, my English kinda worsened lately. Where we got
Spoke too much Russian lately.
yes, it's all your fault. And
of course it is.
telekinesis, what does this do? Wow, interesting. Do I have that sexually? Do I have that sexually? No, I don't think I have that sexually, so let's buy it. Just for the shits and giggles. I don't think it's actually ever going to be useful. Sexually, yeah. No. Never useful spell when I need it. Thank you a lot. Oh well, let's just go to the cheapest town and cure ourselves with the temple. And next time, I guess, we're going to be visiting Kriegspier, fighting more Minotaurs, maybe a couple of Agar's pets again, and maybe someone else. I don't remember who else inhabits that dungeon. I don't think the dungeon is very big either, so it's not going to be a very long video. But Castle Darkmoor, oh my god, I'm not looking forward to that. That's a long dungeon. And a very, very long because of the powerful enemies, not just because of the huge ass layout. But then again, that's big. When you get to the Tomb of Warren, that's even bigger. So yeah, fun times ahead. Let's save in 2 slots again, while Hippocat says his goodbyes.
Looking forward to being terribly sleepy while you play through all that.
Yes, that's going to be fun to do. I was hoping for horseshoes, but no. No horseshoes, no apples, nothing. Makes me so mad I can just kill everyone. The dead sprite for the peasants look really dumb. She still has her eyes open. And an arm in a very strange position. And that thing hangs through the balcony. Well, that's just, I guess it's just the precision of the engine. Did you know that Might and Magic 6 uses different rendering engines for outdoor areas and dungeons? Because it does. I don't remember the names, but it does.
That's strange.
Indeed, and outdoor engine can't really handle geometry like this because any sort of complex building bugs the fuck out. Especially in Castle Iron Fist. Oh yeah, next time we're also... Hippocrates, you have to remind me next time to go and sell our bones. These bones.
I will forget about this.
Well, I'll kill you if you forget. How's that for incentive to remember?
Well, you will probably forget it either, so we're just both gonna forget that and nobody's gonna get killed.
Until some commenter reminds me, because people who watch the videos are going to know that that was my intention. And they're going to remind me and I'm going to come over and kill you if you don't
come
remind me.
on, nobody wants me dead, nobody will remind
Really?
Yeah,
You
I'm
flatter
the
yourself.
best guy ever. Why people would want to kill me?
Because you don't remind me of something that our party in Might and Magic 6 needs to do? How about that?
Well,
Did you ever think of that?
That's not really a good reason for that.
Damn it, Marco said yes again because I opened the chest. And well, I cannot argue with Marco because he is probably... Well, he has strength might of 132 and I don't think I have nearly 132 might, so fuck that, I'm not arguing with him over anything. Well, I guess, yeah, of course, fine, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm still going to be upset if you don't remind me to go and sell our bones. Well, on that note, until next time.
Goodbye.